And thank you so much for joining us today at noon. I'm Gabriel Gonzalez in for Brooke Cash. Right now, an 8.8 magnitude earthquake in Russia, one of the largest, biggest ever recorded, has some in Hawaii and parts of the U.S. West Coast preparing for dangerous currents and surges. Just take a look. As you can tell right there, sirens blared this morning in Honolulu, warning people to evacuate as tsunami waves moved in. It also caused alarm for people in Alaska, Japan, and other coasts south toward New Zealand. The threat is now downgraded. We'll be taking a closer look at this developing story later on as well. But first, let's take a turn to Matthew here, where Matthew, it says right above you, we're still in that extreme heat and that heat advisory.
Yeah, we surely are. And yeah, this is another day of it. We're about almost 7 days in a row of 90-degree temperatures or above. And that's why we do have that weather impact alert day for today. This is the last day we'll have this, but still going to see some dangerous heat for this afternoon and evening. So we do need to stay cool and hydrated and take those necessary breaks as we head towards the next several hours. Looking outside, some nice sunshine and clouds looking over downtown. But overall, it is hot outside. Again, temperatures into the upper 80s. Those feel like temperatures starting to warm up into the mid to upper 90s for this afternoon. Louisville at 95, Shepherdsville at 98, and Lanesville at 99 degrees. Overall, though, look at those weather headlines. We'll have some rain showers roll in. They'll bring brief relief for today. And we finally got those temperatures dropping, which will set up a gorgeous weekend in store for us as we head towards your Saturday and Sunday. Now, looking at those current alerts, we do have still that heat advisory in effect for most of our area, but some of our most western counties are still under an extreme heat warning. So, yeah, still very hot outside there for you as we head towards today. And those dew points pretty much into the tropical to humid range. Dew points mostly into the mid 70s. And trust me, we got more heat on the way for your Wednesday. We're talking triple digits once again. And then for us, as we head towards your Wednesday, I'll be timing out what you can expect. And along with that cool down coming up in just a few minutes, we'll send it back over to you, Gabe.
Well, this week, it's back to school for a number of districts in southern Indiana. Silver Creek returned Tuesday, and today, students and staff at New Albany Floyd County Schools are back in the classroom. We spoke to administrators about the district's newest additions, like renovation projects at Mount Tabor and Georgetown Elementaries, specifically a playground project at Mount Tabor. There's major upgrades to Floyd County High's track and football field that will debut this fall. And in the district's planning also to do the same with New Albany High's turf replacement set for 2027. Then there's the new SEEK program for middle schoolers, which is meant to give students who are falling behind more of a chance to catch up. The district said it's restructured the schedule so all students are in a SEEK class to start the day, allowing for individual intervention. The principal at Fairmont Elementary said it goes hand in hand with her school's theme this year.
Our theme this year is Wild About Learning, and we want kids to be excited about all of the great things that we're doing. So the teachers have decorated the building and the bulletin boards. We have a fabulous art teacher who's created lots of beautiful things. It's going to be a really fun year.
And we were up early with bus drivers at the compound this morning, checking off their to-dos before pickups. Administrators said to be patient today and give everyone a chance to get familiar with their routes. Superintendent Dr. Travis Madison told us to contact the district directly if you have busing questions. As a reminder, we want to see your first day photos. When your day comes, text them to the number on your screen, 502-582-7290, and you might be featured right here at noon. Well, just over a week away from the start of JCPS's first day of school, and buses are already on the roads practicing new routes. That means there's a higher likelihood of traffic buildup near schools at the beginning of each school day. Now, JCPS leaders, LNPD, and members of AAA met at St. Matthew's Elementary this morning. They were discussing both bus and pedestrian safety, car rider etiquette, and navigating school zones. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, more than 100 people die each year in school transportation-related crashes. JCPS Superintendent Brian Yearwood spoke directly to parents and drivers on the road, asking that they be patient express caution and obey laws against passing stopped buses as back-to-school season gets underway.
Our bus drivers are professionals, and yes, they have gone through extensive training, rigorous training to become bus drivers, and they know what they're doing. They're experts. They have to be proficient. They have to excel at what they're doing. So please give them some grace as they drive these large, safe vehicles, not only through our neighborhoods, but to our communities with 50 or more of our precious children on board. Give them some grace. And I'm sure you've heard the horrible stories, horrible, terrible stories of ignoring the bus stop placard and hitting a student who is running across the road to their home. We don't want any of this happening here in Louisville. Please help us.
During today's meeting, maintaining awareness and limiting distractions such as cell phones and earbuds was pushed as a major component of keeping kids and teenagers safe as they head back to school. According to National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, a quarter of teenagers who die in car accidents are killed between the hours of 3 and 7 as they're leaving school. And happening tonight, JCPS is hosting the second in a series of public forums with Dr. Brian Yearwood. The goal is to create open conversations. People will be able to ask questions, share perspective, and hear about the superintendent's mission and vision for JCPS. There will be more of these meetings over the next few months. Tonight's event is at Fairdale High School from 5:30 to 7 o'clock. The next one is Tuesday, August 12th.
You know, as I arrived, I was very purposeful, and I wanted to get to know as much as I can. I wanted to get to understand what makes JCPS work and work well, and what does our community see in JCPS.
That is Dr. Yearwood, who addressed the school board just days before the start of his first year in this role. Yearwood said his main focus during his first month on the job is observing and learning all he can about JCPS. And the new superintendent who was chosen for the contested position back in May says he's optimistic about the future despite the massive budget deficit facing JCPS.
There are two non-negotiables for me. One is making sure that we maintain our pay for staff, making sure that there's raises, appropriate raises for teachers and staff, and two, to make sure that we preserve the integrity of the instructional environment in our schools.
Yearwood acknowledged the district would need to make tough cuts. He also spoke about the academic process and progress of the district, but said a closer look showed some test scores were dropping rather than growing. Still, Yearwood said he's optimistic and advocated for strong community support to bring up those test scores. If you'd like to help students in need this summer, the Louisville Zoo and Meyer are teaming up to make that happen. They're hosting a backpack collection drive for the Boys and Girls Club of Kentuckiana. Guests are encouraged to bring a new backpack on their trip to the zoo and drop them off at the zoo's entrance. The drive-thru runs until August 13th. A donation also gets you $5 off zoo admission. JCPS is addressing how it spent money donated by billionaire Mackenzie Scott. She's the ex-wife of Amazon co-founder Jeff Bezos. She made a massive $20 million donation to the district back in 2022. And last night, board members said some of that money was used to pay for a billboard honoring outgoing superintendent Dr. Marty Pollio. Pollio originally said the money would be earmarked to close funding gaps in high-poverty schools. During the board meeting, JCPS Chief Financial Officer Eddie Munns said most of the money spent has gone directly to schools.
The vast majority of it, $3 million out of 3.2 million, has gone directly to schools or students. The other purposes, most of the rest of it has gone toward culture and climate.
And some asked how the remaining funds should have been spent. Proposals will be heard at the next board meeting. At that same time, board meeting members also voted to condemn federal leaders for withholding billions of dollars in funding, including more than $10 million earmarked for JCPS. The Trump administration initially withheld the money, wanting to make sure it was not being used on, quote, radical left-wing ideas, but it recently released those funds to the school districts. Some of the federal grants are directed at children of immigrants and low-income students. The school board condemned the government's action, saying they left many teachers in limbo close to the start of the school year. Members added the uncertainty could cause harm to students.